Jacksonville had a track meet going on.
Agreed.
0 of 6 on third downs. They've kept Denver, and the pressure they put on Russell Wilson hasn't just been pressure. It's been quick pressure, having to make quicker decisions that have not turned out well for Denver. They've got to find a way to run the football again with Javonte Williams and tamp that pressure down in order to have more success throwing the ball. As you mentioned with Houston, some missed opportunities for big plays and touchdowns they'll want to capitalize in the second half on offense.
Numbers are lopsided in favor of the Texans in that first half. They've got the 10-point lead. They also have 259 total yards, 182 through the air. Third down, you mentioned it, Denver yet to cash in on one. Texans 1 of 8 in that category. As we start this second half, Denver will have the football, trying to bring the winning streak to 6 straight. Amendola to kick it off for Houston. Marvin Mims, the return man. And Mims averaging 33.6 yards per return. And coming out to the 25-yard line for Denver. Russell Wilson in that first half, 5 of 10 for 44 yards. Wilson also forced to run on a number of occasions, 6 carries, 24 yards.
Yeah, they've added more design quarterback runs in for him, but that wasn't where the 24 yards really came from. Only one of those was that way. The rest of them trying to create a play and running out of the pocket to elude some defenders.
0 catches for Cortland Sutton, who has 8 red zone touchdowns this season. Wilson faked the pitch. Wilson is dumped by Anderson. He's been everywhere for Houston.
There's a term that goes around the NFL that's called game wrecker. And sometimes I think we overuse it. But in this situation, number 51, Will Anderson, has been doing that from the first snap of this game. Affected a punt early, getting into the backfield. And this is what we talked about at the half, Ian. It's not just the pressure, it's the quick pressure. Russell Wilson not having a chance to set up in the pocket and look downfield.
McLaughlin now in the backfield on a 2nd and 14. Operating from the gun. Dump it off. McLaughlin. He's got some blockers. And knocked forward at the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 4.5 yards. Hit by Grenard. I want to welcome those of you who've been watching the Cardinals and Steelers currently in a weather delay. We'll keep you posted, get you back out as soon as they resume play. Here in Houston, 13-3. The Texans leading the Broncos. Both teams entering action at 6 and 5. 2 of the bigger surprises in the NFL this year, considering Houston's so much youth. Rookie quarterback, rookie head coach. Broncos trying to turn around their brutal start. They were 1 and 5 to open the season, currently on a 5-game winning streak. Wilson out of the pocket, pursuit, and he's sacked. Grenard gets him from behind.
And as exceptional a job as this offensive line did last week against Myles Garrett in Cleveland, it's been the opposite today. Jonathan Grenard beats Garrett Bowles, who's having his best season as a pro. And he was a 2020 second-team All-Pro. Grenard just beats him off the snap and gets to Wilson. Didn't even have time to look downfield.
Riley Dixon, another punt. His 5th. Desmond King works the perimeter, and he's out of bounds. And Houston will have good field position for its first possession. 3. Very little offense from Denver. Broncos have been on quite a run of late. Their fortunes have turned, thanks in large part to what their defense has done over this 5-game stretch, and then efficient offense. Houston, that was a delayed handoff, and that seemed like a funky play to Dameon Pierce for no gain. He's brought down by Zach Allen. Send it down to Evan.
Well, I spoke to both coaches at halftime, and this is the exact start that D'Amico Ryans was looking for. It's all about finish. That's been the message all week. And at halftime, loves the pressure they're generating on Russell Wilson. That has to continue. Stay locked in, as he put it. As for Sean Payton, offensively, nice to finally get in the red zone to close out the first half. But he's looking for more balance, guys, on 1st and 2nd down. And reminder, Tank Dell is out of this game right now with a left ankle injury.
And another handoff to Pierce, and there's nothing there. So Denver's defense is getting better. DJ Jones loss of 1. Houston talked about establishing the run here today. They've had it in spurts, but not sustained by any stretch.
No, not the consistency that DeMeco Ryans was looking for, because if they're able to actually run it well, that allowed their motion, play-action game to create the explosive plays downfield to come into focus. The other part is Denver, as well as they're playing on defense, they've thrived in this 5-game winning streak by taking the ball away. Haven't done that yet so far.
Nickel package here for Denver, 3rd and 11. Stroud, step and throw. It's caught by Collins. Nico Collins is having a monster day. First down inside the Denver 25, tackled by P.J. Locke.
And how about the ability of C.J. Stroud on the move, but watch as he makes the second reaction move to keep his eyes downfield. Vision, vision, vision. There it is. And finds his guy downfield. Vision never strayed and eyes never came down to the rush. It stayed with his receivers running their routes, allowing him to find Collins downfield for the catch and additional yardage with the run.
5 catches, 161 yards for the third-year wideout from Michigan. Flip it for Mechie, flag down. And he's brought down inside the 20, hit by Singleton on the play. Penalty marker back at the 24.
Legal formation, offense, not enough men on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So back it up after the illegal formation against Houston.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if it was against Mechie. You know why? Because he's about to get the ball. And one of those plays where do you get into the right spot, do you get the right play, and he's just thinking about getting the ball.
So that was a tell.
Sometimes it can get like that. You know, guys getting it, gets a little more excited at times.
So back it up to the 27, running play for Pierce. Gets hit around the ankles and could not break away from Jonathan Harris. Give him a gain of 4.
And look at him getting right back to the line of scrimmage, Ian. Feels like Bobby Sloak wants to attack here, their offensive coordinator. They've kicked a lot of field goals in this game. He wants to see the end zone again.
Stroud tried to step up, could not break away from Harris. Back-to-back plays. Harris is ready along that front for Denver.
And the coverage on the back end was good when the receivers started to move on the second part. Watch back here, because that's what's telling for them. When Stroud moves, remember how he got Collins open before? This time, blue shirts surrounded by white shirts, and Jonathan Harris able to get him down.
C.J. Stroud, when he got up, was limping just a bit. Back to the huddle.
He's on the injury report all week with a thigh injury from last week.
Keep an eye on him. Quick toss. Collins. And he is handled at the 20-yard line by Jewell. So they pick up 5. Field goal unit will come on for Houston. Currently up by 10. And there is Stroud. That is not a natural gait for C.J. Stroud.
Remember, he got rolled up on in the Jacksonville game. They listed him with a thigh injury or quad injury all week on the practice thing. And then he was able, obviously, to start and play in this ball game. He might have taken another hit in that area. The play he got sacked, that was the play I think they were trying to attack the end zone. And then when it was 3rd and 12, they just said, all right, get some good position for a field goal.
Amendola gets it to go from 38 yards away to extend the Houston lead. 16-3, Texans in front. Third quarter.
Fast and early off the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they've been doing against Denver, and it's paying off.
This kick is going to be short and returnable for Mims from the 7. Mims, he got tackled shy of the 25-yard line. This week, NFL players are wearing customized cleats in honor of the causes they support through My Cause, My Cleats. Visit NFL.com/MyCauseMyCleats to hear players' stories, bid on their custom cleats for charity, learn more about how they're making a difference in their communities. Russell Wilson's cleats supporting his Why Not You Foundation, dedicated to education, children's health, fighting poverty, and empowering today's youth to lead.
Great stuff. Thinking next year, you and I, turf shoes.
You think?
I'm thinking maybe. Yeah. I don't think we need the cleats.
24-yard line, McLaughlin angles out of bounds. Not much of a push out there. Couldn't turn the quarter. Jalen Petrie helped make sure of it. 2-yard pickup for Denver.
the real difference today, isn't it, than what you and I watched when we watched the tape against Jacksonville, in terms of Denver trying to find those openings and those big plays downfield that Jacksonville found in bunches. Today, it's been hard going, a hard slog to create big explosive plays for the Broncos.
Motion man is Troutman. Right now they're trying to crack 100 yards of offense. We have just over 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. On a 2nd and 8, Wilson, dump off, catch made, Williams. He escaped 1 tackle and dives for 5 at the 31.
Perriman got just enough of him, didn't he? I thought Williams had escaped and was going to be able to get to the corner and make it a one-on-one play downfield. But Perriman got just enough to knock him off balance after a couple of steps.
Denver finished last season last in scoring, 16.9 points per game. They don't even talk about last season, but just by comparison, this year they're up to 22.5 points per game. That's good for 13th in the NFL. They've been held to 3 here this afternoon. 0 of 7 on 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 3. Wilson. And the ball is jarred loose. Desmond King. It's a scoop and score for the Texans. Pirine lost it. And the officials will get together to see if it was a clean catch.
It was a clean catch. As long as they didn't blow the whistle dead, that ball played out.
Ruling on the field was the
Watch King,
score
25.
Progress was stopped short of the line of the game.
There's the hit.
4th down.
Oh, they're going to whistle it dead.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, because it looked like Pirine was still fighting for the yardage. Watch the catch. He turns and tucks it. And as he's going back, he's still fighting to try and go. That play had not played out, in my opinion, that ball could have gone ahead and gone.
And Gene Steratore is with us right now. Gene?
Yeah, I get Charles's point, and in real time, I can't disagree with him, because I think Pirine still feels like he has control of his body. But if they rule progress, which they stated, in order for that to be a fumble, that football would have had to come out immediately upon impact on that line.
So the whistle blew the play dead.
Thanks, Gene.
If you're Houston, you keep going.
Yes, you have to play it out. And it's a right play, and as Gene pointed out, if the ball was coming out early, it works. Otherwise, the officials whistled it dead.
54. American sports announcers Ian Eagle, Charles Davis, Evan Washburn, the rest of our NFL on CBS crew, Mark Wolf, Suzanne Smith, our producer and director. Week 13 in the National Football League. The Denver Broncos are 6-5. The Houston Texans are 6-5. Houston's got the upper hand right now. That ball got knocked free right at the end of the play on the quick hitter to Brevin Jordan. Incomplete.
They had what they wanted. Jordan breaking into the middle. But watch the quick reaction here. I think it's P.J. Locke, number 6. Well, he just showed up. Jordan just unable to haul it in. It's there. Really, no one made a play on the ball, but I think he felt Locke, and it looked like Alex Singleton, 49, and was unable to tuck it away.
It is Singletary's turn in the backfield now for Houston. Give it to him. And runs into a crowd. Nick Bonito for no gain on the play. Down to Evan.
Well, and at the end of the last Houston offensive series, we saw C.J. Stroud with a noticeable limp. The good news is the athletic training staff came over and he kind of pushed him aside, obviously saying, I'm good. He was shaking out that left leg as he warmed up for this series. We spoke to him this week about it. He said mostly bumps and bruises. He took the most tackles last week, 6 rushing attempts. That was a season high. So he's just saying, I got to work all week to get back. Maybe just kind of re-aggravated things.
Yeah, it was interesting how he put it. It wasn't the sacks, but the tackles trying to make a play. Stroud, the toe tap attempt by Noah Brown. One official has it incomplete, and the second official has agreed. Out of
Ruling on
bounds.
the field, it's an incomplete pass. 4th down.
That's the side judge, Clay Renaud, who's looking, and he's out. He's definitely out. I think he was thinking it was a catch first, and then the second official came down the sideline to help out his partner and let him know, no, the left foot is definitely out. No catch here. Good attempt, but no catch. See the left foot? Right on the white.
So Cameron Johnston will punt it deep in Houston territory, standing at his own goal line. Marvin Mims moves forward to the 36. Johnston gets rid of it and angles that one out of bounds. So Mims doesn't get a chance to touch it. But Denver's going to have time to take a look at Next Gen Stats, powered by AWS.
It's been something we've talked about throughout this game. The pressure. Will Anderson has created havoc, and now he gets some help from Sheldon Rankins working inside, which allowed him to get to Russell Wilson. And look at him work here. Takes the bounce on the second hit from Quinn Miners and still affects the play. 7 pressures today. And Denver, 0 for 8 on third downs throughout this ball game.
In college, Will Anderson told us it was a read defense, and it made him better. Here, you go attack, and the motto is, you think, you stink.
And he had 34.5 sacks in college in a read defense. Imagine if they just turned him loose. And Nick Saban's like, it worked pretty well.
It did.
Just stay out of it, Davis.
First down here at the 42-yard line. Best starting field position of the day for the Broncos. The officials came together to determine where the punt sailed out of bounds. A jump there. Wilson on a give for Williams, and now a second flag comes through. Penalty numbers: 2 against Denver, 5 against Houston today.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 93. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It is 6 against the Texans. That is Kurt Heinisch.
Watch in the middle. There's Heinisch, 93. He jumped and he brought a couple teammates along with him as well. They reacted to him. Now 1st and 5. Does Sean Payton want to try and get something here off of a play action and sneak someone downfield off of a tight formation?
Michael Burton in there, the fullback, with Javonte Williams on a 1st and 5 for Denver. Handoff. Williams, not enough for the first down. Very close, but give him 4. He got pushed backwards as he tried to propel himself. 2nd down and 1. Christian Harris with the tackle.
He's really elevated his game over the last couple of weeks. 12 tackles last week against Jacksonville. He's one of those types of players you want to have on your team. Going to do everything the correct way, the right way, and he has some speed to flash in doing so.
Denver now in Houston territory on a 2nd and 1. Give it to the up man, Burton. First down. Picks up 4 on the play.
Another one of those trusted players that Sean Payton picked up, had him in New Orleans. Another guy you can put in the locker room, and when guys ask questions about what is our new head coach doing and why is he yelling at us, he can break it down and decipher it for you and help spread the message.
It was interesting when you asked Sean about that. He just mentioned Chris Banjo, who was an assistant special teams coach. He did a Google search when he got the job of guys that had played for him and then started reaching out. Wilson, step, throw, lets it fly, caught, Cortland Sutton, touchdown, Denver. A flag down.
They can pick that up. That's going to be interference.
Sutton with another brilliant grab to put on the highlight reel.
Pass interference. Defense number 5. That penalties decline. Result of play is touchdown.
That's 45 yards.
And look at him work against Jalen Petrie and then uses his body to go away and keep him away and gets a nice little subtle push right at the end. Watch the push inside. See him get off of Petrie? But the officials determined they were fighting with each other all the way downfield. So you two work it out. And Sutton worked it out to Denver's advantage. Excellent concentration at the end as you see Petrie watching it and wishing he had a little bit tighter coverage down the stretch.
3 plays, 58 yards, 1:20. They take advantage of a short field, and Denver is right back in it. All scoring plays are reviewed, so that's why we have a pause here.
And all the pressure that Houston's put on them throughout this ball game, on that one, the offensive line held up and gave Russell Wilson a chance. Yeah, I think people are seeing the push, but they have to see the whole route where the hand fighting was occurring all the way through it. And once they decided, hey, if you guys want to go ahead and hand check each other, that's cool. Who wins it at the end? And Cortland Sutton did.
They have confirmed the touchdown. Lutz on for the extra point. And we've got a 6-point game with 4:47 to play in the third. Denver needed something to get them going. A big play downfield, Wilson to Sutton for the score.
So the pressure, offensive line held up, and you're seeing the end of it here. And this is what the booing was. You see that left arm kind of extend a little bit on Petrie's face mask to give him enough room to catch the ball. But the concentration of Sutton as he watches it all the way in, and the ball survives the ground with the catch. But I thought that they fought it all the way through, Ian, which is why there was no flag at the end. I think the officials just said, hey, this one's on the two of you.
So Russell Wilson and the Broncos keep on fighting. When we asked anybody associated with Denver what it's been like after the poor start to the 5-game winning streak, that was the word that kept popping up. Hey, we're fighters. We work through it.
What'd Russell Wilson say? Heavyweight fight. We'll go whatever number of rounds you need to go.
Kick returner is King. Tried the spin move. Broncos were there, and he's down at the 20-yard line. For those of you that were watching Arizona at Pittsburgh, that game will resume at approximately 3:20 Eastern time. We're going to get all of those viewers back to Pittsburgh for the second half coming up, currently in a weather delay with the Cardinals in front 10-3.
Can Houston get their offense going again? They've kind of been in idle for a while. You know, kind of stuck there a little bit. And it's not the type of game where you can just mash the gas anytime you want to. Can they find a few starters here, warm up the engine, and get this thing moving again?
Texans third in the NFL in explosive play rate. They've had some explosive plays, just hasn't turned into consistent touchdowns. That one underneath to Sawbird. And a pickup of 4 through the air. Tackle made by Josie Jewell. Explosive plays are categorized as 20-plus yard passes, 10-plus yard runs. And we've seen a lot of them from Bobby Slowick. And this offense this season.
Saw him to start this ball game, but we have not seen them recently. The coverage has been good on the back end, and anything underneath is met right away and contested. Back-to-back plays. As soon as the ball's caught, there's a defender there on the spot.
And there you see it again with Collins draped at the 30-yard line by Surtain. So this is going to be a 3rd down and 1.
And this is this may be the biggest 3rd and 1 for Houston all game long, because they've got to get moving again. Their defense has done yeoman's work throughout this ball game, but they just got hit with a big play over the top, and now Denver's in one score position in this ball game.
3rd and short. Woods the motion man. And it's going to be Stroud doing it himself for the 1st down. Picks up 2. Clock running. 3:20 left in the 3rd quarter.
So they got their starter now in terms of initial 1st down on this drive. Where does Bobby Slowick as the offensive coordinator go from here? And does Vance Joseph try and increase pressure on the other side as the play caller for Denver on defense? Try to make sure C.J. Stroud can't just sit in the pocket.
One of Houston's main weapons,